everyone, I'm Dina Massery, and I'm your host today for Ding Ding Games, The Transcendent. This game represents inspirational trivia, and today we are honoring the late, great host with the most, Alex Trebek, with this trivia game. And today we're going to be honoring him and learning more about him. So for me, he really is the best host that there ever was. So this is a great opportunity to really focus in on the man behind the legend. All right, so we're going to meet our contestants now and find out a little bit about them. Contestant number 1, Rachel, let us know where you're calling in from and what the wonderful Alex Trebek has meant to you over the years.
Hey, I'm calling in from Jersey City, and it just brings back a lot of childhood memories watching Jeopardy with my family growing up.
I definitely get that. I always think about sitting around like the dinner table and my mother just answering every single question and us begging her to go on it. So I totally get that. Contestant number 2, Dorian, let us know where you're calling in from and what Alex Trebek has meant to you.
Hi, I'm Dorian from the Boogie Down Bronx, and Alex Trebek is, he's that 7 p.m. spice of life that we all, grew up with, and really, he was a part of our households and dinner tables, so we definitely miss him a lot. Rest in peace.
7 p.m. on 7. Absolutely. That's where I always watched him. That's how I always knew what channel to turn to. I was like, at 7 p.m., just turn to channel 7. That's how I'll get there. All right. And finally, contestant number 3, Tom, let us know where you're calling in from and what Alex Trebek has meant to you.
I'm calling in from White Plains, New York. And I really feel like, because I've watched so much Jeopardy, that Alex Trebek is almost like a friend, even though I don't know him personally. I feel like he's a friend. I definitely will miss him. Yeah,
he definitely let us into his life a lot and gave us so much of his personality and so many different mannerisms and really fun things to track over the years. So I definitely agree he will be very missed. So we're going to have what better way to honor what a great trivia host, the best trivia host there ever was, than to play a whole trivia game all about Alex Trebek. So up first, we have the Shoot for the Stars question. Now, this question is going to decide which category we move into first. And that is because whoever wins this question and gets it right will choose the very first category. Now, the categories today are 3 different ones. We have Before Jeopardy, Alex the Transcendent, and What You May Not Know About Alex. After each round, the person with the lowest score is going to be eliminated, and the winner of each round will choose the next category. At the last round, it's the showdown, and we see if the final contestant can prove that they are the Transcendent. So is everybody ready to play?
Yep.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo, yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, we got the whole tri-state covered, top to bottom, left to right. If we had somebody out on Long Island, we'd really have this going. But New York and New Jersey are going to show a really great way to show some support for Alex Trebek and show how much we love him. All right. So first up, we've got the Shooting for the Stars question. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
The Shoot for the Stars question. Here we go. In 2018, which popular Netflix show did Alex Trebek make a cameo on? Was it A, Orange is the New Black, B, Stranger Things, or C, Glow? Tom turned his camera off immediately and knows the answer to this. I'm going right to Tom on this one.
I say Stranger Things.
Unfortunately, that is not the right answer. All right, Rachel, you just buzzed in. What do you think is the correct answer?
I think it's C, Glow.
No, that is not correct. So by default, Dorian is going to get to choose this one. The answer was A, Orange is the New Black. Had a really, really funny cameo with those ladies. It was pretty great.
Where is Alex? Oh, no, it's pork belly. Gosh.
This religion boasts the greatest number of adherents in the northern part of Africa.
Where is Alex? What is Zulu?
Ooh, sorry. The correct response is, what is Islam?
Oh, right.
All right, let's go again. The Fonz may have been the coolest guy around, but a lot of sand has fallen through the hourglass since he last appeared on television.
Where is Alex?
I'm here, bitch.
All right, so Dorian, you have 3 categories to pick from. You have Alex Before Jeopardy, you have Alex the Transcendent, and you have What You May Not Know About Alex Trebek. So Dorian, which category would you like to play?
Let's try Alex Before Jeopardy.
Awesome. All right. So these are 5 questions, and the first round is going to be 10 points altogether. It's going to be the same thing. I'm going to give you 3 options, and you have to buzz in and let us know the answer. All right. Here we go, guys. Alex Before Jeopardy. Question number 1. What is the full name of Alex Trebek? Is it A, George Alexander Trebek, B, Alexander Trebek, or C, Alejandro Juan Trebek? Rachel is buzzing in hard. You want to answer this? Go ahead, girl.
A, George Alexander Trebek.
That is correct. All right, 2 points to Rachel. All right, moving right along to question number 2. Now, where was Alex Trebek born? Is it A, Augusta, Georgia, B, Ontario, Canada, or C, Paris, France? Oh, God, Rachel, I think Rachel went first on that. She hasn't clicked back in, so you know what? I'm going Dorian because she didn't get her screen turned back on, so I'm going Dorian on that one. Go ahead, girl.
The answer is B, Ontario, Canada.
Yes, it is. Very famously, Alex Trebek is the most famous Canadian. He was born on July 22nd, 1940, to Lucille Trebek, a French Canadian, and George Edward Trebek, a Ukrainian immigrant who worked as a chef. So he actually lived in Greater Sudbury, right outside of Ontario, Canada. So he is the favorite man out of Canada for sure. And he always was so disappointed when people got the Canadian geography wrong. And I felt like people just always really, really disappointing him when they got Canada questions wrong. Like people felt really bad. It was awful. All right, I digress. Moving on to question number 3. Now we know that he is from outside Sudbury, Ontario, but the town where Alex is born, Greater Sudbury, Ontario, has a history of what? Is it A, mining nickel, B, founding Poutine, or C, being the capital of Canada? Rachel, you beat Tom out with a quick buzzer on that. Rachel, what's the answer?
B, founding Poutine.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect, and I'm going to go over to Tom because he was the second one to buzz in. Tom, what do you think is the answer?
I say it would be A, mining nickel.
That is correct. I have no idea what that would look like. I would imagine it's probably very dangerous. But yes, his town is known for mining nickel. Fun fact of the day. All right, moving right along to question number 4. How many game shows did Alex Trebek host before hosting Jeopardy? Is it A, 4, B, 5, or C, 6? Rachel, what do you think?
Go with A, 4.
Incorrect.
Oh,
you came
man.
in second on that one. So what do you think? I'm going to divert to you.
I'm going to go with 5.
Incorrect. Tom, finish us out.
I think it's 6.
Wow. Process of elimination. The ladies helped you out on that one. He did indeed host 6 game shows prior to hosting Jeopardy. It's hard to believe because we know him so well as the host of Jeopardy, but it is very true. All right, this is the final question of the round. Here we go. Number 5. Which show did Alex Trebek not host? Was it A, To Tell the Truth, B, Double Dare, or C, The Wizard of Oz? Dorian.
I'm going to go
What do
with
you think?
B, Double Dare.
Incorrect. Rachel, you were second in that one. Go ahead. What do you think?
I think Tom clicked in before me.
Oh, didn't he? Well, you know what? That is admirable. Go ahead, Tom. Why don't you take that one?
Okay, I say it's A, To Tell the Truth.
Well, you just gave a point to Rachel because that is incorrect, Rachel.
I'm going to say C, Wizard of Oz.
Okay, so the answer is C. So it's not the Wizard of Oz, it's the Wizard of Odds, a game show that was produced by the late Alan Thicke from Growing Pains, who is Robin Thicke's father. And Alan and Alex were both Canadians and roommates in Los Angeles. Alan Thicke compared living with Trebek to Felix from the sitcom The Odd Couple. All right, so we have an interesting game here. We've got our scoreboard up on the board here. Is that tens across the board? Tens across the board. All right, so we've got the scoreboard up on the board there. And as you can see, we amazingly have a three-way tie. So that means we are going to be moving on with all three of our contestants to round two. So yeah. Rachel, we've got two left. We've got Alexander the Transcendent and things you may not know about Alex Trebek. What do you choose?
Things we may not know about Alex Trebek.
All right. So moving right along to our next round. Round number 2, what you may not know about Alex Trebek. Question number 1. We've got 5 questions again in this category. According to thewarp.com, in college, Alex Trebek considered becoming A, a doctor, B, a priest, or C, a chef? Ooh, we have everybody stumped. Tom, what do you think?
I think it's B, priest.
You are correct. Alex Trebek did consider going into the seminary. Thankfully, he didn't, and he became Alex Trebek that we know him. All right, so Tom has taken the early lead in round 2, but we're going to move right along to question number 2. All right, which friend of Merv Griffin recommended Alex for Jeopardy? Was it A, Nancy Reagan, B, Rod Stewart, or C, Lucille Ball? Tom again, coming in hot. All right, Tom, what do you think?
I think it was C, Lucille Ball.
2 for 2. This is your category, Tom. That is 100% right. Lucille Ball of I Love Lucy fame. She recommended Alex Trebek, and the rest is history. All right, we're moving on to question number 3. We'll see if Tom's hot streak can keep up. Which year did Alex Trebek become a U.S. citizen? Was it A, 1998, B, 2004, or C, 1978? Rachel coming in hot on that one. What do you think?
I'm going to go with C, 1978.
Incorrect. I'm so sorry. Dorian clicked in second on that one. What do you think, Dorian?
Let's try A, 1998.
You are correct. He has been he was unfortunately a U.S. citizen until 1998. Me personally, I'd be trying to get Canadian citizenship, but you know. All right, moving on to question number 4. So, according to the Huffington Post, in a hotel room in San Francisco, 71-year-old Alex Trebek chased down a 56-year-old lady and tore his Achilles. What did she steal from his room? Was it A, cash and watch, B, cash and bracelet, or C, his wallet? Rachel, what do you think? What did she steal?
A, cash and watch.
Incorrect. Tom came in second on this one. What do you think he ran for?
I would say C, his wallet.
No, so that's going to defer to Dorian, who's going to get the points. The question is actually B, cash and bracelet. I personally don't think an Achilles tendon is worth that, but, you know, maybe it was an important bracelet. What do I know? All right, we are going to move on to the final question of the round. Question number 5. Which of these languages does Alex Trebek not speak? Was it A, German, B, Swahili, or C, French? Tom, what do you think?
Swahili. B, Swahili.
Incorrect. Actually, very surprisingly, but incorrect. Rachel, what do you think?
I'm going to go with C, French.
Incorrect again. And Dorian,
Oh,
you're
gosh.
the one by default. Surprisingly German, which I find kind of surprising because it's so similar to English. But, according to Ranker.com, he spoke English and French fluently, but he can also get by on Spanish, Italian, Russian, and Swahili, of all things.
Wow.
So there you go. We had 5 more wonderful questions about the late, great Alex Trebek, about things you might not know. So we're going to take a look at the scoreboard here and find out who's going to be moving on to our final round. The answer is Tom. Tom, you're going to move on to our final round and play for $100 to be sent to your Cash App. Thank you so much for playing, Rachel and Dorian. We had a great time playing with you. I hope you had a good time as well. Thank you so much, ladies. We'll see you on another game, hopefully.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Tom.
All right, we've made it to the final round, the showdown, with our current game winner, Tom. This is going to find out if Tom's going to win the cash at the end of the game. If he gets 2 out of 5 answers right out of these next questions, he will win the money and get money directly to his Cash App. Now, the trick is that this is going to be a harder round because I'm not going to help you out and give you those multiple choice answers. So all I'm going to do is read the question. You tell me what you think the answer is, and then we will move on. We've got 45 seconds. If you find one of the questions to be too difficult, you can always say skip, and we will come back to it in the end if we have time. All right, Tom, you ready to play?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. The final category is Alexander the Transcendent. 5 questions, 45 seconds on the board. Here we go. Question number 1. Which year did Alex Trebek shave off his signature mustache?
I would say 1997.
Time's running out. Any answer? When do you think?
1997. 1997.
All right. As of 2020, what did Alex Trebek earn a year hosting Jeopardy?
$2 million a year.
What is the number of episodes that put Alex Trebek in the Guinness Book of World Records for hosting the most number of game show episodes?
It's time.
3,000.
How many Emmys has Alex won for Outstanding Game Show Host?
3.
And finally, which condition of health did Alex Trebek not suffer from? Any answer you give me is right, so we're going to give that to you.
I said diabetes.
Diabetes. Oh my God, that's actually the answer that we wrote down. That's pretty impressive. All right, so that's actually really good. All right, so we have finished this showdown round. We're going to go back through the questions and see how you did. All right, so we're going to go back over the questions and see how Tom did. Question number 1, which year did Alex Trebek shave off his signature mustache? Tom said 1997. The actual answer is 2001. So you were only a little bit off, actually. You were super close. So you were in the right time frame, late 90s, early aught. All right, question number 2. As of 2020, what did Alex Trebek earn a year hosting Jeopardy? He earned a whopping $18 million a year.
Wow.
Pretty penny to be a trivia host, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Things we can all aspire to. All right, question number 3. What is the number of episodes that put Alex in the Guinness Book of World Records for hosting the most number of game show episodes? You said 3,000, and it's actually 6,829, if you can believe that. I don't even know the math on that, but it is well over 35 years. That is unbelievably impressive. All right, and then the next one. Question number 4. How many Emmys has Alex won for Outstanding Game Show Host? Any year he didn't win was robbed, but you said 3, and the answer is 7. I don't know how many he was nominated for, but he should have won all of them. All right, and the final question, which condition of health did Alex Trebek not suffer from? You said diabetes, and that's correct. He did not suffer from diabetes. He did, obviously, as we know, have pancreatic cancer and unfortunately pass away from it. He also had 2 heart attacks and a subdermal hematoma. So it is very impressive that we got our Alex Trebek for the 80 years that we did. So unfortunately, you only got the 1 question right, but what a question to get right. You did get that one very right. So thank you so much for playing, Tom, and I hope everybody here learned a little bit more about the late, great host with the most, Alex Trebek. Sign up on dingdinggames.com for more games. My name is Dina Massery. Thank you all so much for being here today, and we'll see you on the next episode of The Transcendent.